أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and thank you for joining us for this sixth session. Technically, this should have been the last session of this course. You can see people are already tired. It is 7:55, 10 minutes after the time. Still, we only have 3 participants. But inshallah, let's get going. We will end at inshallah at 9 p.m. As usual, many people are losing their lives on account of what's happening in Gaza, in occupied Palestine, in Sham, other places. Plus, you must have seen the news just which Jamaat has released. My wife's aunt, mommy, she just passed away just now only. Rabab Ali Jafar, Sheikh Khalil Jafar's mother. She just passed away only just a few minutes ago. So I request you all to join in Surah Al-Fatiha for this Muhammin. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursalin. Alhamdulillah rabbil rahmanir rahim. Malik yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Okay, so alhamdulillah, at least we have now 4 people. We'll continue. I thought that since the last 2 sessions, not the last session, but the 2 sessions when I was away, we did not have, one was not in person, one was just recorded. This is why I have added one more class as next week. I hope you can make it. If you cannot, let me know, then we don't then open the class. Otherwise, inshallah, is there next. So the dua, any volunteer who can read the dua for us?
I can try, inshallah.
Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم إني قد قرأت ما قضيت من كتابك الذي أنزلته على نبيك الصادق صلى الله عليه وآله فلك الحمد ربنا اللهم اجعلني ممن يحل حلاله ويحرم حرامه ويؤمن بمحكمه بمتشابه ومتشابه واجعله لي أنسا في قبري وأنسا في حشري واجعلني ممن ترقيه بكل آية قرأها درجة في على عليين آمين رب العالمين.
So it's a beautiful dua. We have discussed about its meaning. As you can see, this is 6th Imam used to recite this dua when he would do tilawat of Quran. After that, subhanallah, these duas are not only duas, but you can see it gives us an idea that what is expected as we read the Quran, as we do tilawat of Quran, what is expected of us now? What are we supposed to derive from the Quran? And this is a very good concept, because I remember when I was young, and people, even if you ask your parents, if you ask, for example, elders in community, we were taught how to recite Quran, and that's all. We learned how to learn Quran, and that's where it stopped. But to use Quran as a book of guidance, to use Quran as a means of understanding, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or to understand Islam, was not there. So you can see Imam clearly says that I have recited what you have decreed from your book. So first of all, this is a book from Allah. Allah has decreed, and he recited. And Imam, although himself being Imam, they knew Quran like anything. Right? They knew Quran by heart, anything. Even then, they used to recite Quran. This is interesting part. Keep in mind, because sometimes we think that no, we don't need to recite Quran. No, We can just do Ramadan, or for example, once in a while, if I recite Surah Yasin or some surahs, that's fine. Imams used to recite Quran, you can see. I recite Quran, that which you have sent to your prophet, right? So to you belong all praise. Because of this praise belongs to you that you've done such a good thing. No? And then he says, as I recite Quran, what should I do then? Make me from those who enforce its obligations and disallow its forbidden acts. No. يُحِلُّ حَلَالَهُ وَيُحَرِّمُ حَرَامَهُ. So I should not only read the Quran, but I should understand the Quran to the extent that I use Quran to know, just enforce its obligations and disallow its forbidden acts. No? So I should, once I read the Quran and Quran tells me I should not backbite, I should not lie, then keeping that in mind, that Quran has asked me to do that, I also enforce those kind of things in my family, amongst my friends, amongst my children, grandchildren, right? So this is it. And believe in its clear and ambiguous verses. There are verses which are clear, but there are also verses which are ambiguous. We don't know the meaning. But we still, because it is a word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we still believe them. We cannot say, for example, that no, let's just abandon them. For example, 29 surahs out of 114 begins with Alif, what Huruf Muqatta'at, right? Alif Lam Mim, Yasin, Alif Ram Ra. No, all those are Huruf Muqatta'at, 29 surahs. Nobody knows exact meaning of it, what they stand for, right? But even then, a real Muslim would not say, since we don't know what they mean, let's just not read them. Let's just abandon them. Let's just keep them aside. Let it be there in the Quran only as a history, and we will refer to them when it comes to know. This now we don't know about it. Let's not read. No, that's not the case. No, I believe in its clear and also ambiguous verses, right? And make it a companion for me in my grave and also in my rising. So grave, Quran can be your companion in the grave. Imagine when a person is all alone in the grave, completely darkness, you are alone, isolated. Quran, your love for the Quran, you're reading the Quran, you're trying to understand the Quran, will serve you as a companion. No? So make it as a companion for me in the grave and in my rising. And keep in mind, Imam is saying this thing. It's not you and me, for example, that of course we are fallible people, we make mistakes, we commit sins. These are Imams whom we believe, as far as our creed is concerned, our 12 Imams are masoom, they are infallible, right? Even they would like Quran to be their companion in the grave, you can imagine, right? And also when there is a rising, especially. And make me among those who rise for every verse recited, rank in the heaven. No? So once we need to read the Quran, for every verse, you just climb a daraja, rank in Jannah. No? Ameen, Lord of the worlds, Imam, and by saying Ameen, may Allah accept what I have prayed. It's a beautiful dua, but it gives us a good idea of our interaction with the Quran and what needs to be done. Okay? Now, alhamdulillah, I realized after talking to many of you that when it comes to the lessons on fa'al, on verb, right? We need to practice again and again. We need to practice, keep on going practice, right? So again, what I've done today, I've taken the verb amila, to work, to do something, amila. No? And then I've done a past tense as well as present tense. So conjugation of past tense, which is in blue color, and then present tense, which is in black color. So madi wal mudari. So conjugation of word amila in past as well as mudari. Present, past tense, mudari is both present and future. Okay, so that's why I use the word Arabic word madi and mudari. Plus, by now you should know al madi means past and mudari is present, okay, or future. So this is the table. Look at it very clearly. See if you understand this well, because then we are going to conjugate other words. Okay, keeping this in mind. So amila, amilu. This is past tense. Now amila, he worked. Amila, the two of them worked. Amilu, they worked. This is third person, singular, dual, and plural, right? Then we come to third person masculine. This was masculine. Now we come to feminine. Amilat, amilata, amilna. Now, she worked. The two sisters worked. They, the sisters, all of them worked together. Amilna. Then now, second person masculine. Amilta, amiltuma, amiltum. Okay. And then second person feminine. amilti to a girl, for example, assalamu alayki, amilti, you did it, amilti, amiltuma, same as no masculine, amiltuma, two of you did, amiltunna, the sisters, you did this thing. So you did on sisters' work, right? Listen. And then, of course, first person, amiltu, I worked, amilna, you and plural is saying, we work. So this is the past tense, okay, fi'l mudari. So it's fi'l madi, okay, and we have highlighted them by we put a color code in blue, okay. And then now coming to its present tense. The first thing, of course, we have to do is take amila, open the dictionary, and see what is there after that. Is there is a, I, or you, right? So you'll find, inshallah, in dictionary. If you have dictionary, you can even open now and check it. You'll find that after amila, there is a. So that means if there is a, when you now change into present tense, or mudari, we'll say ya'amalu. And ya'amalani, two of them, ya'amaluna. No more than three and plural, right? So this is ya'amalu, ya'amalani, ya'amaluna. It means they work, the two of them work, and they all male work, ya'amaluna. Then, of course, when it comes to oneness, that means feminine. So it comes ta'amalu, ta'amalani, ya'amalna. Ta'amalu, ta'amalani, ya'amalna. Okay. And then now second person. Ta'amalu, ta'amalani, ta'amalu. Right? I think this is wrong. This is not ta'amal. It should be ta'amaltunna. Hold on. This is a mistake. Ta'amalu, you should point out the mistake is there. This is definitely a mistake. So we come to here. Let's go to lesson 2. Yeah. Yeah. تفعلنا وتعملنا. It should تعملنا. So this should be تعملنا. So let me just correct this thing. Okay. So yeah. تعملوا, تعملان, تعملنا. This is second person. No. Again, this should be تعملون, not تعمل. تعملنا, this is. So this is should be تعملون. 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 Apologies for that mistake. Yeah. Okay, so it's تعملون. Second person masculine plural. Then when it comes to second person feminine, تعملين, تعملان, تعملنا. Then of course first person أعمل and نعمل. So this is both madi and mudari. Okay. Keeping this in mind, let us now look at these 3 verbs. ظلم, نزل, ذكر. ظلم is to do wrong. Zulm. The word zulm comes from ظلم. To wrong, not to deprive somebody is right. Zalama. Literally, zalama is to deprive. No? So zalama is when you wrong somebody is right, is zalama. Nazala is to descend, to send down. Zakara is to remember. Zakir is the one remember, right? Zakir Hussain, who recites majlis and remembers Imam Hussain, Zakir. No? Or for example, Zakirun are people who remember Allah a lot. No? So zalama, nazala, zakara. So if you take conjugation both of past tense and present tense, so you decide whatever you want and you take any verb. So let us use zalama. Okay, start with zalama. Can we have somebody to start use zalama and just use conjugation in past tense only? Past tense, not present tense, just past tense, ماضي.
Okay, maybe I will try.
Yeah, Bismillah.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The past tense. So third person is zalama.
Yes. Third person singular is zalama, yes.
Yeah, and then the dual is yeah, it's zalama, zamala, zalama again with a zalama.
Yeah, low vowel, zalama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zalamu.
Zalamu Asam. So this was third person masculine in past tense. Yes, go ahead now.
I continue?
Yeah, continue.
Okay.
Now, third person feminine.
Third person. Okay. Zalamat.
Mm-hmm.
Zalamat. Zalamata.
Mm-hmm.
And Zalamalna.
Zalamna.
Zalamna.
Zalamna. Zalamna. Yeah. Third person feminine plural. Zalamna. So zalamat, zalamata, zalamna. Good.
All right. And then we're going into the second person here.
Mm-hmm.
Zalam. Okay. Zalamta.
Mm-hmm.
Zalamtuma.
Mm-hmm.
Zalamtum.
Yes. Zalamta, zalamtuma, zalamtum. Okay. That is second person. No. What?
The second person, that was
Second person masculine. Now second person feminine.
yeah, second person feminine. Now second person masculine.
Feminine now. We finished with second person masculine. Now second person feminine.
Right. Zalam. Zamalti. Zalamti. This is a mouthful of Zalama. Zalamti. Zalamtuma. Zalamtunna.
Constant.
And then first person, Zalamtu. Zalamna.
Zalamna. Good.
And then
You can see.
Zalamna again.
Yeah. So zalama, zalama, zalamu. Zalamat, zalamata, zalamna. Zalamta, zalamtuma, zalamtum. Zalamti, zalamtuma, zalamtunna. Zalamtu, zalamna. See? So that was the past tense Madi of zalama. Again, zalama means to do wrong, to do zulm, to do injustice. Zalama, to wrong. Okay. Now, anybody would like to do same zalama in Mudare?
Can I ask a question before they
Yeah, go ahead.
start?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
we're supposed to look in the dictionary
Yes,
for the present tense.
yes.
Now I'm going in there and I'm writing Zalama. I'm not getting anything, but I'm writing it in English. So obviously, I started with DH as in Zalama, but I'm not getting anything. It says no results found.
Maybe that is, yeah. Dictionary, if you have a dictionary, Arabic, it will be there. No. So anybody has dictionary there? I have it, of course, in my office here.
Yeah, I have it. It's actually Z. If you're doing it in English, they have it spelled as Zalama.
Zalama. Okay.
But
After, do you have A or I?
it's an I.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Zalima, Zalima.
Yeah, Zalama.
Yeah, but it's better to download an Arabic keyboard. It's easier.
Okay, good. So as he said, it should be I. Okay. So Bismillah. Now, anybody can conjugate in present tense in Mudare or Zalama? It's everybody should practice, please. This is the best time for you to practice. Don't worry, you make a mistake because they are learning. Okay.
I can try.
Yes, Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. يظلم.
Yes.
يظلمان. يظلمون.
Yazlimun. Ahsan. So yazlimu, yazlimani, yazlimun. Okay, this is third person masculine. Okay, now third person feminine.
Third person feminine is تظلم. تظلمان.
Mhm.
يظلمنا.
Yazlimna. Ahsant.
Yazlim.
Very good. No. So tazlimu, tazlimani, yazlimna. Okay, this is third person, no, feminine. Okay. Now second person, masculine.
Second person masculine is تظلم,
Mhm.
تظلماني,
Mhm.
تظلمون.
Tazlimuna. Ahsant. Second person feminine.
تظلمين,
Mhm.
تظلماني,
Mhm.
تظلمنا.
Tazlimna.
تظلمنا, sorry.
Yeah. That kasra will stay throughout. See?
Yeah,
Once you
right. So
say it,
I
yeah,
just
there's
use
I after zalama, so that will stay throughout. Tazlimna. Okay, good. First person.
okay. أظلم and نظلم.
No. First
No.
person.
First person
Mhm.
is أظلم,
Tazlimu.
أظلم,
Yeah.
and the other one is نظلم.
Nazlimu. Yeah. Okay. Good. That was very good. No, mashallah. See, you. It's only through practice we'll get it, and that's why I've realized that no, every class we are doing this thing because it gives you there. You can see in front of you. You are using your past lessons, and then you're using the example which is in front of you, and you're just trying to then understand how things change. So dhalama, good. We finished the both past tense, madi, also mudari. Let's do now madi of no what nazala. Anybody? Please, everyone come forward and let's do it together now. So nazala,
Sure, I can try.
bismillah, bismillah.
It's nazala,
Mm-hmm.
and then nazala,
Mm-hmm.
nazalu,
Nazalu, yes.
nazalat,
Mm-hmm.
nazalata,
Mm-hmm.
nazalimna,
Nazalna.
nazalna,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
nazalta,
Mm-hmm.
nazaltuma, nazaltum,
Mm-hmm.
nazalti,
Mm-hmm.
nazaltuma, nazaltunna,
Ahsant.
nazaltu, nazalna.
Nazalna. Ahsant. You see? So you can see that no, once you understand the concept, what's happening, even the meaning, you can do it no, easily. So it's nazala. Yeah. Can we have somebody doing nazala now? Mudare? We have two more people who are not doing anything. Samina and Sayed.
Sure.
Sayed is there, or is it Iram who is there? Both of you are there, Sayed?
No, Iram is not here. I'm
Okay, Bismillah. So either Sayed or Samina can start.
Sure, I'll try. So for
Bismillah.
tense, it would be yanzilu, right?
Yeah, so first of all, Nazala, what is the, did you check it? Is it A, I, or U?
It's I. So yanzilu.
Okay, good. Thank you. So if it's I, so it's Yanzilu. Bismillah.
Yes. So yanzilu, yanzilani, yanziluna,
Good.
tanzilu,
Mm-hmm.
tanzilani,
Mm-hmm.
tanzalna, or sorry, yanzalna.
Yanzilna. Again, that I will remain throughout. Kasra will remain, keep it in mind. That does not change. Kasra has to remain in all cases. So, tanzilu, tanzilani, yanzilna.
Yanzalna. Okay. And then tanzilu, tanzilani,
Mm-hmm.
tanziluna,
Mm-hmm.
tanzilina, sorry, tanzilina,
Mm-hmm.
tanzilani,
Mm-hmm.
tanzilna,
Tanzilna. Ahsant.
anzilu,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, anzilu and
You're right. Nanzilu, you're right. Yeah.
nanzilu. Okay.
Nanzilu, yeah. Don't get confused because there's two noon.
Yeah.
Because the first noon is for plural, right? First person plural, noon. And nanzilu, of course, other nazala is part of radical, part of the word nazala. Yes. So you can see, right? As you do it, you get practice. And that's the only way you have to do it. Once you come, in fact, a time should come that you can do it even without keeping a table in front of you, just from your mind. Once that happens, subhanAllah, then you reach that state. Then every time when you read, you know whether this is the present tense, past tense, immediately. Yes, Sister Sabira, go ahead. Your questions, Sister Sabira?
Sorry, I was on mute. So we conjugated it with a kasra.
Yes.
I was able to find nazala in the dictionary, and it gives me nuzul with a dhamma. So I'm a little confused why we did kasra.
No. Nazala, first of all, I don't know what you are using. You have to use a dictionary to find what to,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Are you using a dictionary or using online?
Well, it is online.
Is a dictionary, is it to give this thing?
It is well, it is an app. It's the app. I'm
Does
using
the
the
app
app.
give this thing? Because nuzul is a verbal noun.
Because I typed on nazala
Uh,
and it gave me, the meaning like to dismount, alight, to descend. But then in brackets it says nuzul. So I thought that we would have to do with the dhamma.
nuzul just means is a verbal noun, means the descending, nuzul, the coming down. The nuzul of the Quran, for example.
Yeah.
What I really would like to do is just a moment. Because you are students of now Quranic Arabic for so many sessions for now years, you have to invest in a dictionary. This is a dictionary I suggest, Arabic, English dictionary. No. So if you take this dictionary and find nazala here, so here is nazala. You see, so if you seek nazala here, immediately after nazala here, this is this dictionary which I'm having. If I'm using the same print, it is page number 956. Nazala, after that is I. Of course, after that comes nuzul. Nuzul is now, this is a verbal noun.
Oh,
of the nazala.
okay. Okay, I see the I.
So that that is our interest. The I will help us in conjugation. Nuzul comes after that, okay? Because what they do, they give you the past tense, they give you the vowel sign for the conjugation, and then they give you the verbal noun.
I see. Okay, so the one in bracket is not what I'm looking for, but I see an I there. So that, and it's always for the second syllable. So nazila.
Yes, yeah, always, yeah. Because everything else is the same, right? The second syllables will change. So it is nazala yanzilu, amila ya'malu. After amila, you will find a ya'malu. Just now we did, for example, zalama or yazlimu. That also does kasra, yazlimu, right?
Okay.
Now, so nazala. So keep in mind, so that is most important. The first that after nazala, if you find a, I, and u, that is you need for conjugation in the fi'l al-mudari. And that kasra will remain throughout. For example, in ya'malu here in our table has a fatha, amala. Although it is amila, but after that you'll find there is a fatha. That means the second radical or second root, amala, the second is mim, in this case mim. This mim will carry fatha throughout. Ya'malu, ya'malani, ya'maluna, ta'malani, ya'malna, ta'mal. You can see throughout it remains. It does not change, and that's why it remains same throughout.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I see the I, but I didn't think that that's what it was for. Once you mentioned it, then I see it.
They'll say, yeah.
Sorry.
I know nowadays there are apps and all those things, but I would really always advise to keep a dictionary. Let's not discard using of books. It's a very special feel, right? You open the book and everything. In any case, so yeah, that is very important, and that's how we are going to conjugate in Mudari.
Okay, thank you.
Last one, zakara. let's have, yes, Sayyid, Bismillah.
Okay.
After turn out. please.
Zakara,
Madi, yeah. Zakara.
Zakara with Alif, Zakaru,
Mhm.
Zakarta,
No, hold on.
Zakarta with Alif,
No.
Zakarna.
Third person feminine.
Third person feminine, yes. Zakarta
No, not
with Alif.
Zakarta, not Zakarta.
Sorry?
Third person feminine singular.
Third person feminine singular. Zakar is Zakartu
Zakarat.
or Zakara.
Zakarat.
Zakarat, sorry, yeah, you're right. Zakarat. And then Zakarta.
No. Zakarata.
Zakarata.
Mhm.
And Zakarna.
Yes.
Okay. Then second person masculine. Zakarta.
Mhm.
Zakartuma.
Mhm.
Zakartum.
Mhm.
And second person feminine. Zakarti.
Mhm.
Zakartuma.
Mhm.
Zakartunna.
Mhm.
First person Zakaru.
No. First person.
Zakartu.
Mhm.
Zakarna.
Zakarna. Son.
Zakarna.
Good. You see? MashaAllah, everybody's getting the hang of it. You see, it's just practice. Let's do it now. Okay. So last now, Zakara with Mudare. First of all, get me what is the vowel?
It is still a I think. Zakara.
It's a U.
It's a U.
I think so, yeah.
I see an in here.
I see you.
Again, maybe it's how it's spelled in English. I don't know. I went Zakara. Yeah, it says Zakir, right? Somebody who recites.
To remember.
Okay, so the meaning here is to swell, to rise, to overflow. So obviously, the way I put it in, it was not correct. Again, to put it in the English format is not working, right?
Yeah. Just use the dictionary, please. Anybody has Zakara dictionary? What is there? What is the vowel sign after Zakara?
It's a U.
You, Assam. Bismillah. Now start the conjugation. Sister Sabara, you have to overcome this thing. This is the most important because until that time, if you don't get the vowel sign, you cannot do conjugation.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first step. Once you want to do Mudare, the first step is find A, I, or U after this verb. And you need dictionary for that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't use these transliterations, all those things. It can sometimes give you wrong meaning. No? Just take dictionary. And somebody had posted some time ago, somebody had posted this dictionary. It's available also online, free, I think. Same dictionary. Yes. Anybody would like to do conjugation of Zakara in Mudare?
I don't mind trying.
Yes, Muhammad, Bismillah.
Yazkuru.
Yes.
Yazkurani.
Mm-hmm.
Yazkuruna.
Asant.
Tazkuru.
Mm-hmm.
Tazkurani.
Mm-hmm.
Tazkurna.
Sorry? What was the last one?
Yazkurna.
Yes, Kurna. Asant. Next one?
Tazkuru.
Mm-hmm.
Tazkurani.
Mm-hmm.
Tazkuruna.
Mm-hmm.
Tazkurina.
Mm-hmm.
Tazkurani.
Mm-hmm.
Tazkurna.
Asant.
Azkuru.
Mm-hmm.
Nazkuru.
Asant.
Yeah.
Asant. Very good. See, so we have conjugated together, you can see. In Madi and Mudare, 3 verbs. plus I did earlier amila, 4. So you can see how you're getting. It's very important. Try to keep this practice. Now, until the time that you will master it. It's not a big thing. And subhanAllah, once you do that, as you are reading the Quran, you know that this is past tense, this is present tense, how meaning will change, okay? So that is a good practice, and we are keeping, and I'm glad that all of you participated now. Okay, so again, a very quick revision of imperative, and then we'll come to the slide, which we gave last time, okay? So imperative verbs, we say in Arabic, there are 3 kinds of imperative verbs. Now, one is imperative verbs just for the second person, which we covered in lesson 3 of our unit 2, okay? We did discuss in detail. In this case, the 3-letter consonant Hamza al-Wasl is prefixed in lieu of the letters, no, the present tense. So, for example, here, as we saw in the present tense, here is ya'malu, no, ta'amalu, ta'amalu, ta'amalina, amalu. So the present tense is here is ya, ta, a, and na. These 4 indicate the present tense. Okay, so these all will change and will be presented by Hamzatul Wasl. Okay, you can see that in 3-letter consonants, Hamzatul Wasl is prefixed in lieu of the letters ya, ta, Hamza, alif, and nun. Right. So ya is for second person, ta is for ya is for third person, ta is for second person, and third person feminine. Alif is first person, and nun is also first person, but singular and plural. Right. So those will be changed by Hamzatul Wasl. And then of course Hamzatul Wasl, it carries either kasra or dhamma only. It never carries fatha. If the second root is a fatha or kasra, then it's Hamza, you carry kasra. Otherwise, if dhamma, then dhamma, right? We did this thing, and we'll just give the example. Then the second is imperative verb for third and first person. That was just for second person. Now first and third person, okay, third and first person, we start adding li, liyaktubu, li. Okay? And the letters of, again, those yata, alif, and nun, right? And then, of course, imperative of prohibition. Don't do it. So there is also imperative, for example. First imperative is do. Second imperative, for example, you should do it, or he should do it, or I should do it. And the third is that don't do it. There is a prohibition. So all this, we discussed this thing, and we are going to now look into this ayat of Quran. But here is a quick revision. See? So when it comes to second person, we say fa'il al-amr, right? Get the second person mudari, verb. Okay. So first of all, we take a verb, try to find its mudari, as we did just now. After finding mudari, we remove the prefix ta, and change the dhamma mark on the last sequence to make it sukun. Okay. So we'll take the prefix, remove the prefix, and change. And also, we just remove and put the sukun instead of, for example, tas uskur, right? So that was sukun. And then we add e as the prefix of the middle letter, has kasra or fatha, and u if the middle. Now, for example, yazkuru, as we did just now, he remembers. Now you want to tell somebody, remember. So it will be yazkuru, ya will disappear, we put hamza to wasl. In yaskuru, because the second letter has dhamma, it will be uzkur. And yaskuru, that dhamma of ra will change into sukun. So yaskuru will become uzkur. Okay? Yaskuru will become uzkur. That remember. On the other hand, if you take our earlier amila, ya'amalu, ya'amalu will become, what will become the second, what in the imperative? Ya'amalu in the second person. So this is the second person, ta'amalu. What will happen to make it imperative? First of all, remove ta. Okay, we remove the ta, and instead of that, we use hamza. And we remove dhamma and change it to sakin. So ta'amalu will become what? I'amal. That hamza will take kasra. Why? Because the second letter here has fatha. If the second letter has fatha and kasra, then the hamza will take kasra. If the second letter has dhamma, then hamza will take dhamma. Okay? So amila, he worked, is second, we are only talking second person. The second person is ta'amalu. Okay, ta'amalu. So now we want to change it imperative. Right? This is a revision of lesson 3. We want to change the imperative. So ta'amalu, ta will disappear. Instead of ta, we are going to put hamza there, okay? And then ta'amalu, lu, this dhamma will change into sakin. And then because ta'amal, this meme has a fatha here, so this hamza will take kasra. So i'amal. I'amal means what? Work. I'amal. That is a command to a boy. A command to a girl will be i'amali. No, because in this case, what will happen? Ta will disappear, hamza will come, and nun will disappear. So i'amali, work. Kuli. Example, Allah says to Maryam, Kuli. Say to a prophet, he says kul, but to Maryam, kuli. Okay. So this is how we do imperative of the second person. Okay. Then we come now to imperative. Any question about this imperative of second person? Okay. So for example, let's take example of nazar. We do just now. We take zalama. Zalama means he wronged. His present tense will be, we say zalama, after that there is I, right? Yazlimu. So tazlimu, you do wrong. Tazlimu, go and do zulm, as Israel will tell his people. No, go and kill, just tazlimu, wrong. No, so tazlimu. Now tazlimu to a second person, right? To change into imperative, ta will be replaced by hamza, and tazlimu, dhamma will go and change into sakin. Now comes what kind of vowel will be there on hamza. So tazlimu, because lam has a kasra, it will be izlim. Izlim. So if you want to tell somebody do zulm or do wrong, just say izlim. No. Izlim, do wrong, to a girl, izlimi. Okay, are you with me? So this is the imperative of a second person. Okay. And then now it comes to imperative of third person and the first person. So that is our lesson 4. So first of all, these are all the examples you can see. Kataba, yaktibu, okay. Kataba, uktubaka. So how do we get it? It's kataba, he wrote. His present is yaktubu, because after kataba, Sister Habira, if you open the dictionary, you'll find you, kataba. After kataba, the first letter you'll find is you. That means in the present tense, it will be yaktubu. The second letter will take dhamma. Yaktubu. So kataba, yaktubu. From yaktubu, we are going to remove ya and place hamza there. For ba, yaktubu, dhamma of ba will change to sakin. Now the hamza will take what is, look at the vowel of the second. In this case, it's dhamma. Since it's dhamma, the hamza will become hamza. So uktub. Kataba, uktub. Are you all with me? Uktub, right. Of course, the dual is uktuba, uktubu. But first you should know singular, uktubu. So uktubu, uktub. Uktuba, right, 2 of you. Uktubu, all of you. What I'm telling you, uktubu. No. Uktubi, right, or sister, no. Or write to your daughter, right. Uktubi, right, no. Make sure that, no, you write to me, especially when I'm going on a trip, please write to me. Uktubi, uktuba, uktubna. Okay. So this is all these examples we have given you. This is in the past slides we have given you. So this is very good. As this is islimi, islim. Say islim, islimi, right? Earlier I gave the example of zalama. So do you understand all these concepts? Any questions about this? You know all the steps, right? How do you come to this? Uktub. Anybody has a question? How do you come to uktub and uktubi, il-an and il-ami? Please don't hesitate if you have any questions.
So I just want to, I don't have a question. Well, maybe I do. So when you did the uktub, this is all third person, right? The chart that we have right now is
This
all
second person.
It's all second person.
Yeah, all
So you
second.
take the second person in the conjugation of the present tense.
Yes.
Okay, and then you remove the ta, the ya, whatever it is, and put a hamzatul wasal.
Yes.
And then the ending, you remove that and put a sakin.
Yeah.
And then you decide whether it's a Dhamma or it's a Kisra, depending on the third letter.
Yes, exactly. Second,
Okay. Yeah. So
depends
it's the
second.
same second letter. So it's the
Yeah.
same process for whether it's second person or third person or first person.
No, this is only second person we are talking about.
Okay.
This is the third person we are talking about now. This is only second person we discussed just now. So all these are second person. In Arabic, when it comes to second person, we are going to use Hamza. When it comes to first person and third, we are going to use Li.
Right.
We are
Yes.
coming to
That's
it, yeah.
correct.
We'll come
Yes.
to it later, yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so for second person with all Hamza, but the trick here is whether Hamza should have a Dhamma or a Kasra. Okay, that is the only trick. That's whether Hamza should have a Dhamma or Kasra. So Hamza will have a Dhamma if the second letter has Dhamma, and Hamza will have Kasra if the second letter has Fatha or Kasra.
Yeah.
Remember I said Ittabi'u. Many people make, when they say Surah Yasin, they say Attabi'u. It is Ittabi'u. There is no Attabi'u. Just does not exist. Attabi'u. Ittabi'u. Follow. No, so Ittabi'u. It's a very common mistake when people recite Surah Yasin. They write Attabi'u. It is Ittabi'u. Because it can be either Dhamma or Kasra. It cannot be Fatha at all in the imperative. Okay. So this was our second person. To the Fa'dul Amr of third person. Same process, but in this case, instead of Hamza, we are going to use Li. Okay, so Kataba Yaktubu. Okay, Kataba Yaktubu. Now from Yaktubu, we are going to remove. No, we are not going to remove this time. Yeah, will still stay there. We are just going to add Li in this case. Unlike in second person. Second person, we remove Ya or Ta and replace with Hamza right here. But here you can see no. Yaktubu will stay as it is. We just add Li, but only the difference is what? That we are going to remove Dhamma and put what? Sakin. Liyaktub. So Kataba Yaktubu. Liyaktub. Liyaktub, that he should write. And Liyaktub, I should write. Now, if I want to enforce myself that whatever I hear from my teacher, whatever I hear from instructor, I will forget it, I should write. So that is, you are ordering yourself, imperative yourself, making sure that you do it. So this is the difference in the first person and third person. In the first person, third person, we will add Li only and change Dhamma to Sakin. Is that okay? And of course, when it comes to what dual and plural, the noon will disappear. Yaktubani, no, yaktuba, yaktubu. Okay, the noon disappears. First person, we just would add Li, sorry, in the singular, we just add Li and put Sakin at the end. But dual and plural, we put still Li, but then the noon, yaktubani, the noon will disappear. For example, kataba, yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubuna, right? Just now we did conjugation of present of what mudare. So kataba, its conjugation will be yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubuna, right? This is the conjugation of present tense. Now it comes to imperative, we'll put li, liyaktub, and yaktubu, Dhamma will become sakin yaktub. But in the dual and plural form, the noon at the end disappear. So liyaktuba, liyaktubu. Okay. In the same way, for example, comes to aktub. Kataba, aktubu. I write. Naktubu, we write. So aktubu, I will say aktub. I should write. In aktub, we should write. So it's easier than even the second person. Okay. So that was third person, and first person. And now finally, which we covered last week, lesson 5, is that it's the same thing, except that now we are adding la before that. We are taking mudare, before that with la means no, and then of course the last will change to sakin, or in dual and plural, the noon disappear. So kharaja, after kharaja, if you open dictionary, check your dictionary fast. Sister Hamira, what does it say after kharaja? If you add kharaja, what is it? What letter it comes after that? For conjugation?
Yeah, I'll just check. Kharaja. No result found.
Yeah. So I think don't rely on that. Have a dictionary, no? Kharaja, anybody can tell me what will be there after that?
Okay, so there's a U.
Yeah,
There's
son.
a U sound.
That's correct, yeah. So you see, kharaja you, that means in mudari it will be yakhruju. Okay? Kharaja in mudari will be yakhruju. So from yakhruju, what we'll do is that, again, that Dhamma will change to sakin yakhruj, and then you are going to add la. La means no. So la yakhruj. He should not come out. La akhruj. If it is famine or if war is going on, I should not come out. Right? If it's COVID, I should not. La akhruj. I should not, I just stay put. No? So I should not come out. La akhruj. La yakhruj. La takhruj. La nakhruj. Okay? He should not come out. La yakhruj. La yakhruja. In this case, instead of sakin, we'll just remove noon. La yakhruja. La yakhruju. They should not come out. They should not exit. Okay? La takhruju. No, they should not come out. So this is negation. Okay? So you can see there are three kinds of imperative. One is just applying to second person. The second is applying to first and third person. And the third is negation in all cases. Just, of course, negation will again be only second person. Right? La takhruju. Because when we say somebody don't do it, at that time the person is in front of you. So it is only to the second person, right? La takhruju, la takhrujna, right? La takhruju, la takhrujna, la akhruj. No. So of course all the forms are in first person. So it's just la before that. So now, inshallah, let us look at the translation of this verse and then just highlight the imperative as we understand English, and then we'll try it or not, or what corresponding in Arabic. So here is the translation. Okay. Just based on the translation as we read, let us try to highlight the imperative. Just from the verses, from this verse, as you read it, where do you find that there is Allah is giving order, do this thing or don't do this thing, or you should do it? Because do this thing, you should not do this thing, or you should do. All these are orders. All these are imperative. Okay. So all you who believe, when you deal with each other in contracting a debt for a fixed time, then write it down. So where is the imperative?
Write it down.
Write it down. Yeah, there's an order, right? You can see. All you believe, when you deal with each other in contracting a debt for a fixed time, then write it down. You know. So then write it down is actually an imperative, right? Allah is saying that make sure that write it down. So write it down. This write it down, in this case here, write it down, of course, is, I'm going to highlight here by putting just underline, okay? Write it down, because nothing. And let the scribe write it down between you with fairness. So is there imperative there?
Yeah, let the scribe write.
Yeah, again, right. Okay, let the scribe write. So this is also an imperative, because in order, Allah says that make sure that, no, not only that, write down your debt. Now we are saying that who? A scribe should write it down, because, but he should write it down with fairness. No? So earlier we are told write it down, but now it says write it down with fairness. No? So that is also a command, that it should be written with a scribe, number one, and secondly, with fairness. Of course, the concept of scribe is important here, because keep in mind, those days were not like today. Those days there were only few people who could write. Everything was very orally. Right? Today, alhamdulillah, all of us can write, although unfortunately, because of coming of tablets and computer, now if you see people who write it down with pen are very few. Our young boys and girls, when you go to school, my goodness, if you ask them to write down, you will not even read their handwriting. You know, things have changed because they're already used to this keyboard. So they no longer have the ability to write it with hand. And this is the downside of this, keyboards, everything, that people used to write, mashallah, with very good handwriting, carefully, clearly, right? Yes, so again, this is also a command. Write it down with fairness. And the scribe should not refuse to write as Allah has taught him. What is the command here?
Should not refuse.
Yeah,
It's
should
a
not
negation.
refuse, right? So should not refuse. Now this is, you can see the third person. This is not the third person. Should not, because now Allah said, and the scribe should not refuse to write. Okay? So this is a third person. Allah is saying that the scribe should not refuse to write as Allah has taught him. So this is also important, that the ability to write was given to him, although he has worked to learn how to write, but Allah is the one who has taught him. So he should write it. Keep in mind that Allah is amanat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He should not refuse, because sometimes some people, as we said, in those days only few people could write. So some of them say, I'm not going to do it. No. Allah says, no, you should not refuse to write it. There is a scribe there. Let's say you are traveling in a kafila, in a caravan, and suddenly on the way, one of you ran out of money. So you tell other traveler with you, can you please loan me some money? When I go back home, I'm going to give you. So now there is a transaction taking place in that caravan, right? So that should be written. That's what it is. No, so if there is a scribe there, he should not refuse as Allah has taught him. And then next comes,
He should write.
so he should write again. See, so this is also a command, right? So he should write. Is again, this is emphasis. Is not only that he should not refuse to write, but so he should write. Because sometimes, okay, you should not be refused to write, but Allah says no, then he should write. It's been now he should write here. Let's continue. Let him who owes the debt dictate.
Dictate?
Yeah, so let him who owes the debt dictate, right? So the one who is dictating or doing dictation, he should dictate. So this is also a command. So let him dictate, okay? Let him who owes, that means, no, has to dictate, yes. And then, next one,
Should be careful.
should be careful, yeah, of his duty to Allah. So should be careful of the duty. So you should be careful of the duty of Allah. So you can see at every stage there are commands, because now this is Allah's command, okay, about a transaction. How do you go? And not diminish anything from it. So it continues. Should be careful of a duty and not diminish. No. So again, not diminish, this is also a command. In other words, if there is anything, for example, being agreed, it should not be just assumed, this is, it should not diminish. Whatever has been agreed, every small and minor things, for example, okay, I'm giving you loan, you should give me soon after you reach. You should give me in the same condition, You should, for example, make it reach to my place. All those small things, minor, whatever agreed, should not diminish. So, okay, as long as you get your money, or it's not bother, there is no botheration whether he should give you what immediately or after a week. No, it says immediately. No, nothing should diminish. No, nothing from it. No. But if he who owes the debt is unsound in understanding, now here see, if he who owes the debt is unsound in understanding or weak, or if he is not able to dictate himself, let his guardian dictate with fairness. Okay. So now here comes again command. Let his guardian dictate with fairness. So let his guardian dictate with fairness. So this is a command again. Are you all with me? First of all, just say there's a condition that says that, but this is just a state. If he who owes the debt is unsound in understanding or weak, or if he is not able to dictate, say he's not learned, right? Doesn't know how to articulate. He cannot, for example, say, then let his guardian dictate with fairness. So do you see how much Allah is taking care that everything should be done with fairness? How much Islam is there about fairness and justice, right? and call in to witness from among your men to witness. And call in.
Call in.
Yeah,
Call in.
again, call in, this was a command.
Call
That
in.
means now you should not only get it dictated and write it. Now let there be witnesses, 2 people. Because this is, we are traveling, let there be 2 witnesses also. That yes, we saw that Ali was giving money to Hassan, and then and this is what was agreed. So let there be also 2 witnesses. But if there are not 2 men, then 1 man and 2 women from among those whom you choose to witness. So this is again, just like saying, again, state, whereby, for example, 2 people witness there, but if in case that if there are not 2 men, then 1 man and 2 women amongst those whom you choose to witnesses. So that if one of the 2 errs, the second of the 2 may remind the other. Okay. We are also told that why, for example, 2 witnesses. And the witness should not refuse when they are summoned. So where is the command here?
Should not refuse.
Yeah, the witness should not refuse. When they are summoned, they should not refuse. No, so when they are summoned. And be not averse to writing it, whether it is small or large.
Averse to write.
Yeah, so be not averse, right? So this is also a command, and be not averse to writing. So this is also a command. Be not averse to writing it, whether it is small or large, right? With the time of its falling due. So also write about when is going to be that is due, right? This is more equitable in the sight of Allah. And you can see so much concept of equity, equity, and justice and everything. It's more equitable in the sight of Allah, and assures greater accuracy in testimony. You see, so Subhanallah, how much Quran is telling us. You can see Allah when it comes to this thing. In spite of this, honestly, you find many people have so many problems. Once they get into partnership, they don't write things properly, then there's always problem. And when they start fighting, when the partners disagree, there is tension not only between the partners, but also between the families now, because then it, just goes into extends of the family problem. Family, for example, they will stop talking and doing all these things. And the Quran is so, you can see clear that this is equitable in the sight of Allah and shows greater accuracy in testimony. And the nearest way that you may not entertain doubts afterwards, except when it is ready merchandise which you give and take among yourself from hand to hand. Then there is no blame on you in not writing it down. Yeah, now this, of course, Allah is talking about the state. For example, in the nearest way that you may not entertain doubts afterwards, except that, this is, for example, all this is such that there is no doubt afterward. Except, now this is an exception, except when it is steady merchandise which you give and take among yourself from hand to hand, then there is no blame on you not writing it down. For example, there is a bartering, right? Merchandise. Just you give and I take. I give you, for example, 2 loaves, and you gave me, for example, 1 piece of cloth. So this is just when it is like this, then there is no blame. Allah says there is no blame. There is no if you don't write down, and have witnesses with when you barter with one another. So and have witnesses. So again, have witnesses. This is a command. And have witnesses when you barter with another, and let no harm be done to the scribe or to the witness. Yeah, so it is important that because the scribe is helping us to write, we should make sure that let no harm be done. This also comes. Let no harm be done to the scribe, or to the witnesses. And if you do it, then surely it will be transgression in you. Be careful of your duty. Again, be careful of your duty. This is also a command. And be careful of your duty. Okay. Allah teaches you and Allah knows all things. Subhanallah. So it's quite interesting. You see, now all these are commands. Right? Now let us look at the verse of Quran itself. Having learned,
Can I
yes,
ask you a question?
yes.
If you look at the What line is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th line where it says, "Whom you choose to be witness." Would that not be another command?
There are
Choose.
no, and then one man of two men among those whom you choose to be witnesses. It doesn't sound command to me.
Okay.
Does it command? Yes, but it doesn't sound command to me. And then one of towards the second two, may remind
Yeah.
those whom you choose.
That
This, for example, it says that no men who tomb. Yeah, if it sounds to you, we'll see. Let's see the Arabic. No,
Okay.
it didn't sound to me as a command. Yes, good. Yes. So now this was just the translation because we know English. So this is how we want. Now let us look at the ayat of Quran and see if those things are there. So we go now this year. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا تداينتم بدين إلى أجل مسمى, right? So this is it. So all those who believe, when you deal with each other in contracting debt for a fixed time. So all you believe, when you deal with each other in contracting a debt for a fixed time. Then write it down. Right? So here it is. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا تداينتم بدين إلى أجل مسمى. All those believe, when you exchange debts or do that between yourself for a fixed time. Faktubuhu. Okay. So faktubu. So fa means so. And here in this case, I'm going to just separate it. Fa means therefore. Faktubu. Okay. So it is uktubu. This is the imperative. Okay. This is the imperative of uktubu. Okay. Then write it down. So write it down. And we already done that. No, if there was no fa, we'll say uktubu, right? Because ta has dhamma. But because before alif of Hamza al-Wasl, sorry, there is fa, then Hamza al-Wasl will be silent. Remember, we have done this earlier. So faktubu. So write it down. Who here is, that means write this contract. Faktubu. So faktubuhu. So uktubu, this is the second person. Okay. Second person, of course, second person, masculine, plural. Okay, faktubu. Then write it because Allah addresses to the believers. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu iza tadayantum. All those believe, when you exchange the contract of loaning, right? Iza tadayantum. When you ila ajal musamma, for a fixed time, faktubu. Wal yaktub bainakum katib al-adli. And now wal yaktub. This was the second person. Here is now Allah says, amongst you, the one who is a scribe. So wal yaktub. So let he should write. So wal yaktub, this is it. Again, you see. So this is a third person and singular. Wal yaktub, because it is bil adli. Katib is a singular masculine. Wal yaktub, again waw is there, so lam we have just sakin. The way, because fa was there, here Hamza al-Wasl was silent, here li will become lam sakin. Wal yaktub bainakum katibun bil adli. So let the scribe write between you with fairness. Wal yaktub, okay? Bil adli. Wala ya'ba. Wala ya'ba, this is now imperative of prohibition, right? As we did earlier. Wala ya'ba. No? And let the scribe write down between fairness, and let the scribe should not refuse. You see, should not refuse. We said earlier, this is the imperative. This is what it is. Wala ya'ba. So, wala ya'ba, we will separate this waw. Okay? So, la ya'ba. This is the imperative. This is the negation. Wala ya'ba katibun an yaktub. No. He should not refuse to write an yaktub. Kama allamahullah. So an yaktub, that he should write. Did we highlight here? No, he should not refuse. So he should write it. An yaktub. So here I think, although we said he should write, it sounded to us as an imperative, but in Arabic it's not there because it says, Wala ya'ba katibun and yaktub kama annu. فليكتب, yeah. Okay, so now again, and so he should write. فليكتب وليملي الذي عليه الحق. No, فليكتب. So again, then he should write. Okay. وليملي. And this continuous command. You should write and dictate. Yumli means dictate. Imla means dictation. So فليكتب وليملل. No. الذي عليه الحق وليتق الله. And again, he should practice taqwa. وليتق الله. As he's doing this thing, he should always be God conscious. La ربه ولا يبخس. Again. So ولا يبخس, here it is. منه شيء. He should not diminish anything from this. So this is ولا يبخس منه شيئا. فإن كان الذي عليه الحق سفيا أو ضعيفا أو لا يستطيع أن يمل. So you see here أو لا, this is not a command. You can see, because in the command, remember we said always. Remember here earlier we said if it's a command. See, in the command here لا يخرج. Here is a dhamma. Do you see? Dhamma becomes sakin. لا يخرج, لا تخرج. Here you can see لا يستطيع. لا يستطيع. This is not a command. How do we know it's not a command? لا يستطيع is not a command. It's not a prohibition. How do you know? Anybody? For example, لا يبخس is a command. Right? It should not diminish. لا يأبى is a command. But here is, how do we know this is not a command? Because you can see ain here, dhamma is there. It's not sakin. La yastati. When he's not able to. Okay, so this is not a command. Okay. And yumillu huwa fal yumlil. Waliyul. So if he cannot know what to write it, he cannot dictate it, fal yumlil al waliyul. So then let his guardian dictate. So again, you can see when it comes to command, there is a sak in the end. You see? There's a sukun there. فَلْيُمْلِلْ. Then let his wali bil adli. وَاسْتَشْهِدُوا. Again, this is, you can see, وَاسْتَشْهِدْ. And let witness. Shahidain. Let two people witness. وَاسْتَشْهِدُوا. This is a command. وَاسْتَشْهِدُوا شَهِدَيْنِ, two witness min rijalikum. فَإِنْ لَمْ يَكُونَ رَجُلَيْنِ فَرَجُلٌ وَامْرَأَتَانِ مِمَّنْ تَرْضَوْنَ مِنَ الشُّهَدَاءِ أن تدل إحداهما فتذكر إحداهما الآخرة. ولا يأبى again. So this is also, you should not refuse. This is a command. ولا يأبى. Okay. الشهداء إذا مادوا ولا تسأموا أن تكتبوا صغيرا أو تكتبوا. So make sure that you should not leave. No. ولا تسأموا. So this is also a command. ولا تسأموا and taktubu sagir aw kabiran, as we said earlier, that do not be averse, writing it whether it's small or larger, right? So this is it. وَلَا تَسْأَمُوا أَن تَكْتُبُوهُ صَغِيرًا أَوْ كَبِيرًا إِلَى أَجَلٍ ذَلِكُمْ أَقْسَطُ عِندَ اللَّهِ وَأَقْوَمُ لِلشَّهَادَةِ وَأَدْنَى أَلَّا تَرْتَابُوا. أَلَّا تَرْتَابُوا. وَأَدْنَى أَلَّا تَرْتَابُوا. So I think this sounds to me near to Allah. Yeah, I think this is not also command. Yeah. إلا أن تكون تجارة خاصة تدينها بينكم فليس عليكم جناح ألا تكتبوهما. So this is your question. فليس عليكم جناح ألا تكتبوهما. Yeah, this is also not a command. There's no blame on you if you don't write it. وأشهدوا إذا تبايعتم. Yeah, this is a command. وأشهدوا إذا تبايعتم. And be a witness, as we said. And have a witness when you barter upon others. See? And have a witness. So, washidu. So, washidu is that tabayat. This is barter. Wala udara katimun, wala shahid. Right? Wala, make sure that wala yudar. Now, of course, this is also a command. Wala yudar. As we said. And as we said earlier, let no be harm be done. ولا يضار ولا يضار كاتب ولا شهيد وإن تفعلوا فإنه فسوق واتقوا الله. And this is also is a command. واتقوا الله. And we fear Allah. We all know. So these are is equivalent, you can say. That was English, that was Arabic. Any questions? One of you submitted the homework, inshallah. I'll look at it because I had a long day today. Any questions? Have a look at it again. So this ayat, subhanallah, has so many commands. You can imagine how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You can see 14 commands, subhanallah, within that one ayat of Quran, because this is the longest ayat. It's talking about when you give out then. Okay, so this completes our discussion. Excuse me, we got a little longer today, but I wanted to finish this thing. And here is the homework, if you can do it. These are the 5 verbs are given. You take any one of them, la'ana, kazaba, kasaba, abada, khalaka, and try to conjugate any 2 of the following verbs, both in al-madi and mudari, as we did, with their meanings. So try to do that if you can do it. No, any 2 from these 5. La'ana means to curse, kazaba means to lie, kasaba is to earn, abada is to worship, khalaka is to create. Okay, so any of these 2 and see if you can do it. That will complete. Now, this completes 6 sessions that we had said earlier. I would still like to add one more session just to revise, but in case if you are tired or like this, let me know. So then I don't prepare the slides. So please, you can let me know by email or by even WhatsApp. We'll decide. Today we have Alhamdulillah 5 people attending. I think 2 are missing. Ilm and Dr. Mdali, right? 2 of them are missing. Any questions?
Yes, Sheikh. Will you be uploading this version of the slides?
This version?
Yeah, because I think you made some corrections.
Inshallah, yeah. What I'll do is that I'll give it to, I'll put it on the website on WhatsApp, inshallah.
Okay, thank you.
Or if in case if the web person is not posted, then ask him to replace it, inshallah. Anything else? Good. So inshallah, please let me know. I'm ready to give one more session just to summarize and all these things, give more examples. If you think no, this is fine enough, then we'll end today. But at least let me know. Okay. Today is Tuesday. If you can let me know by at least Thursday, it will be good. Inshallah. Okay. Please keep us in your du'as. Pray for my brother, inshallah. He has already tested him, everything. He has to go for surgery, but it will be done around 16th of December.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Allah Hafiz. See you, inshallah.
Inshallah. Khuda Hafiz.
Inshallah. Khuda Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Hey, good others.
Allah Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.